When you choose Bianchi Honda, you can focus on the road before you. Forget the obstacles and feel the road. Focus on being there, being present. Feel in the moment and feel confident in your Honda. Lease the safe and reliable 2019 Honda CR-V EX all-wheel drive for only $219 per month. Bianchi Honda, your road starts here. BianchiHonda.com.
Welcome back. Time for the Gannon Golden Knights Coaches Show. He is the head coach, Brad Rzyczycki. Welcome back.
Thanks, Alex.
Sorry, Jack Quinn was tied up. And we would I'm just kidding.
Yeah, well, I did go through the whole thing with Jack after the game, and I processed it pretty fast. Not to say I'm superstitious, but I went back all through other things. Yeah, whatever works. I don't have a beard anymore, if that tells you anything.
Okay, all right. It's funny because Jack, I literally said, Jack, come in. You can come in on Thursday. You can handle it. I don't want to rock the boat. But the good thing is I interviewed both coaches going into this game this week, so something's got to give. Anyways, it was an impressive victory over Clarion. Clarion's kind of steadily improved over the past 5 years from my vantage point. Have you seen that?
Oh, I absolutely agree. Chris Weibel's a really good friend of mine, the head coach down there. He's done an awesome job with that program. They're always well coached. We caught fire that game, to be honest with you. But they're a good ball club. We knew we had our work cut out for us. We're still early in the season where you really don't know what to expect. But, we went out and played ball.
McGriff, there were 2 big runs brought back. Now, granted, you stayed the course. You were ready to go for a foot race, it seemed, on Saturday. So that's always fun football to watch. But that guy's I could see why you had your hands full defensively.
He's really good. 2 years ago, he played against us, and that was his coming out year when he was I don't know if he's a true freshman that year, but he surprised us then. It's just, telling the kids during the course of the week, he makes one cut, and then he's tough to tackle. He didn't play against us last year. He was hurt, and then he was back. But we knew, in going back and watching the film, that kid is really, really good. He's one of the better backs in the PSAC right now, and he's a hard runner, and they compliment him with 22 that comes in after him. But we got a ton of respect for him as a tailback. He was tough to tackle on Saturday.
As a defense, you must get pumped up then when you know who the good guys are coming in. You prepare your team for that, so that must have helped with the energy once you started to kind of stop them in the first half.
Yeah, we played with a little bit more confidence. And I said this, I think, after the game, that if we could ever get up a couple scores on anybody, I wondered where our confidence would go, because that was kind of our MO. We had never been to that place before. And it happened on Saturday, and we just kept on feeding off the momentum, because, football is really built with those 60 minutes of momentum. They did a good job with it, and it was good to see us get up a couple scores and keep going.
Talented young kids, and what you got to teach them is you can continue to win at this level, because they all won where they came from with their high school football programs. PSAC football is it's up there, man.
It's a dogfight every week. You got to be prepared. It's not we don't walk in to play somebody that you're just going to walk over, or we're more the team that I think people look on a schedule and say, hey, that's one that we can get. So we got our work cut out for us to begin with. So it was a good challenge. I think the 2 weeks previous to that, we played really good ball clubs. We thought Clarion was really good, and we steadily have gotten better from week to week.
557 yards of total offense, so you got to give credit to the O-line, first of all, because I don't have stats on them, but obviously they kept Jimmy Keefe clean enough. He was able to complete some really nice passes.
Yeah, I think when you can run the football, you kind of can predict somebody's coverage, and I think that's what helped us. We were getting 4 or 5 yards, even more maybe a play in the course of that game, and then it really opened up the play action part. And I thought Coach Rayburn called a great game, had a great game plan going into it, but you have to execute on the field. I thought we had great game plans the weeks before that. It was just maybe a player here or there, a lack of execution, but they did a great job, our offense, getting points on the board and helping the defense play with confidence after that.
Off the top of my head, I believe Blanks was 7.8 per carry and Hawley was 6, but beyond that, you completed some really beautiful passes. That wheel route for a touchdown, they were catching balls too, your running backs.
Yeah, it was hitting on all cylinders. That's kind of and I think I've walked in there after the Kutztown game and said, it's there. I know the stats don't show it, but it's there. It's just a matter of one guy making that play, and it all came together on Saturday for us.
Keefe was dialed in. Did you get a chance to see, I'm sure that you have some fun with this in film study, the Joey Cox touchdown?
Yeah.
Did you spend some extra time watching that, or do you kind of move on
We watched it. It's kind of funny. Joey's such a tough kid. I told you this before when we sat in here, a kid that can run across the middle of the field and not be afraid to catch balls and know he's going to take hits. But he was kind of just pinballing off everybody back there.
Yeah.
One person had shot him. They had some friendly fire, I think, the fourth or fifth kid that got there that kind of tackled themselves, and Joey surprised himself and walked into the end zone. But yeah, it's a heck of a play.
I made like one good play ever in high school football, and I loved it because the coach kept rewinding it and playing it, and I'm like, yeah, I hit. The kid was like 4'8", but I hit him hard. It was a good hit. So I just wondered if you spend extra time kind of on those highlight reel plays, or you just get back to business.
We watch it. They have 24 hours to enjoy it, but there are some learning things actually from that play. But then we move on to Edinboro as soon as this Sunday's over.
Defensively, that's your side of the ball this season. You got to be proud. 11th in takeaways, thanks to Dave from GannonSports.com for this, the Gannon SI department. Gannon 13th in the country in that category, and with interceptions, they are second with 9, so you must be proud.
I think I looked out on Saturday, and at one point in time, we could sit there and say they're young, they're talented kids, but we had, I think it was four freshmen playing D-line, 2 sophomores playing linebacker, 4 true freshmen playing in the secondary with A.J. Satcher, making sure everybody's lined up in the right spots. But the way we have to play defense right now, we're predicated on sacks and interceptions. Just schematically, the things that we're doing, we talk about it, harp on it. I don't really get heavily involved in the stats part of it because, to be honest with you, Alex, to me, the offense, the only thing that matters is points scored because people get into possession times, and I don't deal with any of that stuff. But for defense, it's sacks and interceptions, and that's kind of what we just concern ourselves with because it creates opportunities for our offense to score when we create those turnovers. But yeah, we haven't really done anything flashy defensively from a schematic standpoint. It's just still getting those guys in the right spots, and they've been opportunistic, and we've dropped some interceptions, but they've been opportunistic when the situation happens in front of them.
It's like they play older than they are.
That's fair to say. I mean, but you do have like Jay Bullock and Andrew Berger. You have some of those, and A.J. Satcher, Trey McNeil got hurt early on. You have some of those guys that have been on the field that do an unbelievable job of calming the seas when adversity strikes or anything. And I think that's the thing that we've gotten better with, that one play doesn't turn into the next play being a big play for the offense. I think those guys do a great job of leading those young guys.
Trying to contribute to the broadcast for Jack. How about this? Big play Jay Bullock. What do we think? Big play Jay.
Yeah, he was, that's great. We can call him that because he was awesome for us. He ended up being our defensive player of the week. I mean, he was making tackles 30 yards down the field. His hustle and his energy on the field was phenomenal, and I was really proud. I know Jaden Ashby got named PSAC Defensive Player of the Week, but when you go back and watch as a coach, and Jaden played awesome as a true freshman starting for his first time at corner, but Jay Bullock was awesome on Saturday. He played a really good game for us.
I got a nickname for Jaden Ashby, too.
What's that?
The closer. If it was baseball, he closed out the game against Clarion.
Let's take it easy. That's one game.
Let's calm down, man. Enough with the nicknames, okay? All right, how about Edinboro? Obviously, close rivals. You know everything about each other as programs. That's your opponent Saturday at noon. What do you know about them?
Yeah, I mean, they've kind of had what we've had, a tough schedule. They've played some really good teams that are still undefeated. I don't know what their overall schedule, strength of schedule part of it is. Obviously, everyone's well aware how good their defense is, especially the back end. You really have to work for points. I saw Cal on film because we played Kutztown. Cal's a really good offense, and they shut those guys down for the most part during the course of the game. So this game's always a good game. Last year we got out front. We ended up losing the game late. So our guys know that they're going to have to buckle it up and be assignment strong and go play. It's kind of a backyard brawl. They're fun to play from that standpoint, but we're going to have to show up again and be better than we were last week.
Brad Rzyczycki, head coach, Gannon Golden Knights. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Alex.